am 15. I heard today the first scream of a man dying by my hand. It was not as they said it would be. The sagas promised thunder, the gods' approval echoing like the hammer of Thor upon the heavens. But all I heard was the wind moving through the trees, indifferent and old, as if it had seen this 1,000 times before. He looked at me, this man I killed, with eyes that did not accuse nor plead. He only seemed confused, as though his death was unexpected, even though my blade had already found his throat. The blood was warm on my hands and I thought it would burn, but it cooled quickly. And when it did, I felt the cold settle deeper in me than I had ever known. My father told me this was the first step to becoming a man. He was wrong. I have not become a man. I have become something else. Something I do not understand yet. There are no words for it in our tongue. Year of the Raven. I am 20. The sea is vast, but it does not fill the hollows inside me. We raid further now, crossing the dark waters in search of riches, of honor, of something to keep our hearts beating. We do not speak of what drives us, but I see it in the faces of my brothers, something desperate and wild. The old gods demand blood, so we give it freely. Yet each time we return, there is less of us to bring back. Last night, I dreamt of the Norns, weaving their threads in the shadows of Yggdrasil. They did not speak, but I knew they were weaving my fate. I watched as the thread of my life was stretched thin, almost to breaking. It was not the fear of death that struck me. It was the realization that perhaps the thread had always been frayed. There are things we are not meant to know, the Jarl says. But I wonder if we are meant to be blind, or if the gods simply laugh at us as we stumble in the dark, believing we are mighty. Year of the Serpent. I am 30. I took a wife, but I do not know her. Freydis is strong. Her hands are calloused from the oar, her eyes sharp like a hawk's. But she is as much a stranger to me as the men I kill. She bears our sons without complaint, and I feel pride swell in my chest when I look at them. But the pride is hollow. Sometimes I think the sea lives within me now, vast and without end, empty yet full of the sound of waves crashing against something ancient, something immovable. I wonder if that is what I have become, a shore beaten endlessly by the tides, eroding slowly, bit by bit, with each passing year. There is a voice I hear now. When the fire burns low and the hall is silent, it whispers things I cannot make sense of, in a language older than any scold's tale. Sometimes I think it is the gods speaking, but other times I fear it is only my own mind, cracking like ice at the end of winter. Year of the Eagle. I am 40. Freydis says I speak in my sleep. She says I mutter names, names of those I have killed, names of men I do not know, names of children I have never seen. I tell her it is nothing, but she does not believe me. She looks at me as though I am becoming something monstrous, something cursed. Perhaps she is right. I no longer dream of the Norns, but there is a shadow that follows me. It is not death. I would welcome death if it came. This shadow is something else, something I cannot name. It watches me, silent and patient, waiting for me to acknowledge its presence. I have started to wonder if we are not warriors after all, but sacrifices. The gods have no need for our blood. We spill it for them, thinking we are earning glory, but we are only feeding something far older, far darker than any of us realize. The sagas do not tell this truth, but I see it now. I feel it in the way the earth trembles beneath my feet when I stand before the corpses we leave behind. Year of the Bear. I am 50. My sons have taken up the sword as I once did. They are eager, full of fire and dreams of glory. I watch them with pride, but also with sorrow. I know what awaits them. I have seen it in the faces of the men I have buried. The hunger for honor is a lie. We are not immortal. We are not even remembered, except as shadows in the songs of those who survive us. The shadow that follows me has grown. It does not whisper anymore. It stands beside me now, silent but ever present. I have come to accept it. Perhaps It is the weight of all the lives I have taken. Perhaps it is something else, something that comes for all of us, eventually. I can no longer tell where my life ends and the legend begins. The line is blurred, like mist over the fjords. The skalds will sing of my battles, my victories, but they will not sing of this shadow. They will not sing of the doubt that has crept into my bones like winter's frost. Perhaps it is not doubt, but the truth I have spent my life trying to avoid. Year of the Dragon. I am 65. I have seen the end. It came to me not in battle, but in a vision. The Norns returned, their hands stained with the blood of kings and beggars alike. They showed me the great tree, Yggdrasil, rotting from within. The roots are poisoned. The gods are silent. Their eyes turn from us. Ragnarok is not a war. It is a slow decay, the inevitable crumbling of all things. My sons are gone, taken by the sea or by the sword. Freydis does not speak anymore. She looks at me with hollow eyes, as though she sees the same shadow that has followed me for so long. I think she knows what I am now. Not a man, not even a warrior, just a ghost, lingering in a world that no longer belongs to me. Year of the end. I am 80. The sea calls to me again, but not as it once did. It is not a call to battle or to glory. It is a call to return, to become part of the endless tide. The shadow is no longer beside me. It is within me, and I have become it. I sit by the shore, watching the waves, and I realize now what the gods have been trying to show me all along. There is no glory. There is no honor. There is only the sea, vast and indifferent, swallowing all that we are. The skalds will not sing of this. They will sing of Jorundr Skaldsson, the mighty chieftain, the warrior who lived and died by the sword. But I know the truth now. I have always known it. I was never alive to begin with.